The Pope is one of the most recognizable people in the world. Many of us know of him, but there are those who actually get to meet him.
But there's a smaller number of people who get to stand shoulder to shoulder with the man they call His Holiness. Right now you'll meet one of those people, as well as some North Dakotans honoring the life and legacy of Pope Benedict XVI.
I'm a kid from Corvallis, Oregon.
He's also a former papal master of ceremonies. Monsignor John Syack had the privilege of serving under Popes Benedict and Francis. Ironically, though, at one point in his life, he never thought he'd become a priest.
I was an undergrad at Notre Dame, and in pre-med, and I ended up switching out and started studying philosophy and went on from there.
Monsignor Syack was officially nominated as a papal master of ceremonies in 2010. He says he can remember how nervous he was in the beginning, but he grew in confidence over time. He also remembers just how engaged Pope Benedict was with him when they spoke, especially before Syack headed back to Oregon in 2018.
Archbishop Gens, who I'm his secretary, who I've worked with a lot in the papal liturgies, he said, "Hey, before you leave, would you like to have one-on-one with Pope Benedict?" I said, would I? Of course. And so we met in the Vatican Gardens, and we sat on a bench in the Vatican Gardens. It was just Pope Benedict and myself, and we spoke for 20 minutes. And the meeting concluded, and he went back to his monastery, and I came back here, and it was so human.
Though he didn't get as close to Pope Benedict, Justin Cronenberg says he's come back to the church over the last couple of years, due in part to Pope Benedict's humanity, his love of the church, and theological knowledge.
He was very much a man of Christ, and from what I understand, his last words were, "I love you, Jesus," and what better way for a pope to go?
Deacon Bob Wingenbach says his experience seeing the Pope in person is one he'll never forget. He says he'll also remember the late pontiff's influence and what it will mean for the church's future.
I think his legacy will be one of being a steady hand on the tiller of the ship of the Catholic Church.
A ship which Pope Benedict says the Lord does not let sink. It is He who guides it.
Monsignor Syack says during his conversation with Pope Benedict, they spoke about the Archdiocese of Portland, where Syack lives and works, as well as his doctoral thesis, about which the Pope asked him a few questions, typical of a former professor.